What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Rail. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how I love to defend any trips tight end in Madden 23. So if you enjoy the video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So before I get any further, I do want to say that I am in dime normal defense, and this can be found, well, personally, I'm in the multiple defensive playbook, but dime normal is in a ton of playbooks, so make sure you check your playbooks. And also, I'm debating on putting an ebook out for dime normal, and this is pretty much going to be a blueprint of how that ebook is going to be, and I'll explain it more as the video goes along. But I also want to show you guys the website that my ebooks can be found on. All Things Madden will be the future for the Madden community. This is so much more than your standard ebook website. This website right here is designed for everything that you love to do in Madden. We know you love tournaments. We know you love to play CFLs. We have money CFLs. We have free CFLs. We even give you reward points for shopping on our website. There's also an amazing feature that we put on there called Request an Ebook. Now, this is the exact process that you'll go through when you actually check out, and we also offer a number of payments. So go ahead and head over to allthingsmadden.com to see what all the hype is about. All right, so like I said, I'm not sure exactly how, well, actually, excuse me. So I know exactly how the style of this ebook is going to go, and it's going to be similar to this video, except for in that ebook, I'll be talking about more formations, and I'll explain that in just a second. But first and foremost, I want to talk about personnel. So if I was loading up with the Panthers online, this is exactly how my personnel would be. So I like to put my fastest linebackers in this position and in this position right here. Now in these two positions, I love to put my best two pass rushers. That's why I do have these two players here. Now in this spot right here, I love to put my starting free safety or strong safety, whoever has pretty decent speed. They don't need to be the fastest, but they need to have decent speed, and they also need to be able to have great awareness and tackling, because we're going to be asking a lot out of this guy right here. So if as far as slot cornerbacks, this guy actually has 98 speeds, pretty crazy. So I've got him in one of the slots, and in another slot, excuse me, I have JC Horn. So you want to have two fast cornerbacks here at the slot positions. So then also you want to have speed all the way around in the secondary, so that's why we have it set up that way. So this is exactly how I would load up online if I was to play with the Panthers. So anyways, the play that I want to come out in just for this particular video is going to be cover for palms. So now what I want to mention is, if this was an ebook, so in today's video we're going to be taking a look at trips tight end and how I liked it versus trips tight end. But if this was an ebook, I would briefly talk about trips tight end like I'm doing in this video. Then I would cover like bunch tight end, and then I would cover like gun bunch. I would try to do as many formations as I can, because I make my ebooks in 30-minute sessions. So I would pretty much talk about maybe about 3 different formations, how I would personally defend those. And it's going to be just based off this video. So if you like this video, consider checking out the dime normal ebook. If I have it up by the time the video drops, the link will be in the description, and it also will be pinned in the comments. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is just show you a couple meta plays people are going to run, and I'll show you how my setups fare versus those, and I'll teach you how to be a smarter player at the same time. So what I'm taking a look at is I'm gonna show you versus the run, which is inside zone, one of the most common run plays. I'll show you about verticals. Then we'll talk about some PA slot corner. Now the play that I'm gonna come out in is gonna be curl flat. So I just kind of want to talk to you about your mindset when running this defense. So for starters, if I don't know what my opponent's going to do and they just come out, I normally love to pinch my defensive line, and then I'll take circle right here, whoever my cornerback is, and I'll man them up to the tight end. And then normally I'll blitz my user, and I'll bring my user down a little bit, and the last adjustment I will make is taking L1 up top and put them in the inside third. Now this is my favorite base defense when it comes to trips tight end. Now the only thing about this particular setup is, notice how our linebacker right here is not in the box. And now it all depends on your style of opponent. Some people love to come out and trips tight end and pass the ball all the time. Some people come out and trips tight end and love to run the ball every single time. So it all literally just depends on who your opponent is. But let's say your opponent just came out, they ID'd you, you know, and they were spamming, you know, and they were trying to run inside zone, right? So I'll show you how this kind of looks versus it. So oh my bad, I forgot to actually go to inside zone. We'll talk about the pass concepts here in a second, but basically I want to show you guys your average player when you get on the game. So sometimes people don't give you a lot of time, right? So that's what we do understand. So let's say, you know, you always have time to pinch your line and man up that guy and blitz your user. You'll always have time to do that. So let's say they go to inside zone. A lot of times they're spamming, if they're spamming, they actually won't be able to, you actually won't a lot of times be able to put this guy in the middle third if they are spamming. Like if they come out inside zone and they're spamming X, a lot of times you'll have time just for this right here if you're, you know, pretty quick on your adjustments. So let's say they ID'd you, right, and you know they snap the ball, so you really want to follow the flow, and you can still somewhat contain the run, but sometimes you can get gashed, and I'm gonna kind of show you that here. Of course, you know, let's say probably the computer won't be able to gash. I mean, they do have the lines, but like I said, I'm just showing you guys worst case scenario, and don't worry, I'm showing you guys this for a reason. Let's go back to inside zone. Let's say they ID, I gotta bring my user a little bit closer. So let's say they ID me, right? Let's say they ID me, because you want to stand normally about right here, and then let's say they run inside zone, and then notice how right there, like I said, some holes, you can tell. So if you're getting gashed on the run, the point of this is if you're getting gashed, what I want you to actually do is base align. So when you base align, notice how our linebacker now comes in the box. Now what you don't want to do is base align and press. Now the reason why you don't want to base align and press is look at our corner out there on the left side. Notice how he's misaligned, and depending on who you have out there, he might be able to catch up if they run a streak, but I don't like playing around with Madden that way, so I never press when I base align. So let me just go ahead and unbaseline and rebaseline again. So I'm okay with him being inside if he's off cover. So anyways, you want to take X, man him up, and then pinch your line. Normally this is all you'll have time for if they're spamming X to snap the ball. So I just kind of want to show you what that looks like. So we're going to go inside zone, and now with the linebacker in a box, notice how our user can now follow the path of the running back. So that's what will happen if they are just spamming. You'll always have enough time to do what I just did. Now I'll show you where you preferably want to stand if they run the ball. So if they basically are doing like dummy hot routes, or they're IDing you, or somebody like that, then you'll have time to actually do it. So anyways, you can tell exactly what I was talking about. You just want to follow the flow of the running back. Notice how our linebacker is going to actually get in that gap. So obviously the user's not going to go there. What they're going to do, they're going to go outside, and we fit perfectly right there just because of how everything's aligned. So that's what I was telling you guys. Now, if they give you enough time to run the ball, I mean, if they give you enough time to actually audible, what you'll do is man up circle to the tight end, put L1 right there, pinch your defensive line, and normally you want to stand about right here. So I normally like standing about right here. Now you're not going to blow it up in the backfield by any means, but what you're going to be able to do is just contain it a little bit better. So notice how we can come right here, come outside to not persuade them to go outside basically, and we have all our help in the middle. Now again, the reason I'm taking so much time on this run play is because you need to understand you do have time. I promise you will. Just learn these quick adjustments, and then pinch your defensive line for the last thing. And normally if somebody's not spamming it too hard, you'll get about right here before they actually snap the ball, and then you can just come and then, you know, follow outside, and then just notice how our best safety is going to be right there to fill the run. So again, those are just two things that you can try. I'll show it one more time. So base align, pinch your defensive line, man up circle to X, and I'll explain why we're manning him up in a second. For those of you guys that don't understand, I'll explain that here in a second when we start talking about the pass. But to be able to get a chance to have pass defense, you got to stop the run. So that's why I'm taking the most time to talk about this run. So anyways, notice with the pass play why I like this. So that play right there was curl flat. Now a lot of times what people will do is they'll quick snap stock plays, you know. Very so often do you actually match up against people who will actually take the time to adjust and know the actual meta setups. A lot of times people will quick snap stuff. So the reason I love this setup is because we're always going to take this cornerback. I think this is the quarter flat. So right here, we'll always take this cornerback right here, and we're going to man him up to the tight end. Now the reason why is because if you man up this tight end, it takes away half of Tripp's tight ends you know, effectiveness, because we're going to use it a weak point. So basically the tight ends are always going to be accounted for. Now quarter flat's responsibility when you play match is to actually pay attention to the running back. Now there are things they can do to try to glitch it out, but you have to be a really advanced player to know how to glitch out a quarter flat consistently. But the 3-rec, also why I like it, is because they're going to kind of funnel this and box that. This is just an extremely hard throw to make, especially if you have somebody with an ability right here. Now on the backside, they're going to be man locked, and then we're basically looking for the leakage. So when you run this particular defense, you want to key in on circle. Now I will show you curl flat. Now one thing people might do is hot route a streak. Now if somebody takes the time to hot route even one route, you will have enough time to set up this defense. And worst case scenario, you can just run it like this where you don't pinch your defensive line, but if you have time, you want to make sure you pinch them. And if they are doing some type of crazy hot routes, you can quarterback attain if you like, if they're trying to run out, you know, get outside the pocket. Or another thing I like doing is quarterback attain and take a square, putting him on the spy. So now if they try to roll out right, we have a contain. If they try to drift left in the pocket, I can just send my spy, if that makes sense. So the reason we man up the tight end, like I said, no matter what the tight end does, we don't have to worry about the tight end. So we're responsible for circle. So let's say, you know, we're standing right here to blow up the run. We're responsible for circle. So wherever circle goes, that's who we want to key on. So honestly, so I'm looking at circle. Okay, I see X, I see circle, and just notice how there's just pretty much nothing open, right? And if you want better pass rush, just rush 4 people. Honestly, that's another way you can do it. Or if you'd like to, let's go ahead and base the line again. So if you want to be able to always send 4, then you can just really just spy square if you'd like to. You also can run it like this. It is a little bit more riskier. I normally don't do this because I love my 3 rec in this defense. But if they are just getting on your nerves with the quarterback and they're not looking to pass the ball a bunch, you can definitely use this. And don't worry, I'm just showing you guys other pass plays here in a second, but just kind of want to make sure I take the time to explain, you know, some stuff. So anyways, let's just say you want to do it this way. Like I said, I'm looking at circle. Now notice how our quarter is going to man match with the running back to where they can't really throw that ball late. You see what I'm saying? Now, other things people might try out of this curl flat play, that might take X, put them on a streak, and it may take triangle and put them on a drag. I've seen this setup a lot. And I just want to show you how it fares against it. So anyways, here we go right here. And this is normally how I love to run my defense right here. Simply because I have a base 3 pass rush, but I'm keeping my eyes on circle. So where's circle? Where's circle? Okay, I see circle. Now notice how triangle did get bumped right there. Well, the quarter flat got bumped. That's why triangle was open, but we have a man going there, you know. So if they throw that, it's okay because we have a man coming, you know. So I want to show you what happened right here. So this happens in practice mode, sometimes in game, every so often. So notice how he bumps him, and that throws him off to where he can't really go and attack it like we want. So they could throw that right there, but look at our user, you know. Look at our user. We're kind of baiting between both routes. So if he throws that, we're going to be able to tackle him for about a 4-yard gain, and we're okay with giving that up. Now what's really important is that they don't have this middle at all. So notice with the spy, he's going to do a great job. They're going to pass this off right here, and then basically we don't have that open. So you know, it's really just great defense. It's great base defense. So that's that play. So let's just say they try to run verticals right now. Most people will try to do is take R1, put them on a swing, and they'll run it just like this because they're going to try to read that right side of the field. And like I said, this defense is good because you have the time to just set everything up, because it's not a bunch of setups, you know. So anyways, right here I'm looking at circle. Okay, where's circle? Okay, I see circle, and then what? We're on top of it, right? So that's how you kind of start to play, you know, play with your opponent right there. So now another common play people will run is PA slot corner. A lot of times people will run this play stock. They will come out and they'll run this play stock. So let's just pretend you didn't have enough time, you know, to actually pinch your defensive line, because you will have time to man up the cornerback to the tight end and putting this guy in the third. That's all you need to do. So let's just say, you know, we're going to snap the ball. Now where's circle? Okay, there goes circle. Let me go run with him. So that's why I said with this particular setup, you're going to have to know where circle is. Now, if they run that play again, or you think they might run that play again, or you don't actually want to go guard circle, then there's actually another thing you could do. Now, keep in mind, every time you adjust, there's going to be other things you have to look out for, if that makes sense. So it's up to you to find which one makes you more comfortable guarding, you know. So if you don't feel comfortable that you can actually you know, guard circle in that kind of way, what you can do, let's say they wanted to run this play again, right? And you're like, man, I don't want to run out there and play circle. So if you have time, then what you do is actually take square and put him in the outside third. That's all you have to do. So now what's going to happen is that they're going to play this a lot differently. So notice how now they double team circle in a sense, and that's not open, and then we'll be able to switch and guard triangle. But the only way you can know that is if you know, you have to kind of lock in and, you know, focus on what I'm telling you. So the reason why is because now this guy is not in match coverage anymore, so he's not going to actually follow this route right here because he's not matched. So notice how now the quarter flat plays it differently because he's not matching anymore. So they kind of play this like a cover 3 style. That's why that's get bracketed off. But the quarter flat, since he's not guarding him no more, we have to take his responsibility, right? So that's why everything plays like that. We have him manned up, so we don't have to worry about him, because that's our best cornerback right here. So this should be our best cornerback on their tight end. We better win that matchup every time, you know. So look at the quarter flat. He's going to end up taking that, and if they throw this ball right now, that might be a pick, you know. They can't really throw that. The only chance they have is throwing this ball right here, but look where our user is. You know, nobody really wants to throw that, and we're rushing, you know, 3 people with the spy on the field, so we have help coming. So now, last thing I'll kind of talk about is, okay, let's say they run PA slot corner. Let's say they do a streak, because most people will just do this kind of setup right here, where they just streak that guy. And like I was telling you, the reason that I love this setup so much is because it doesn't matter, you know. So let's say we put square on the inside outside third, and now we're going to go and snap the ball. Like I said, it doesn't matter, because our responsibility never changes. You see that? That's why manning up that tight end is so important, because it's going to make everybody play a little bit more predictable. And that's all we want. We just want people to play predictable, so we can understand, you know, what our opponent's doing to try to bust us. And now we're playing chess. Now, last thing I will say too is, you have to account when you make adjustments. You have to account for which other plays your opponents can run. So let's say, for example, we thought they were going to run that PA slot corner play, so we put this defense on the field, right? And let's say they actually ran this play instead. So, you know, it's like, how would that adjustment react, right? So now you see, we can still guard circle, and now if you paid attention, they actually had square open, you know. So that's what you have to understand when I say that if you make one adjustment, something else is going to get you know, open to your opponent. So this is playing chess, you know. This is what I call playing chess, because now if you remember last time, this actually matched. So these two right here, they man matched. If you remember, the quarter flat took the flat route, and the cornerback took the stop route, if you remember. But since we adjusted to the play that we thought, they played it differently. So now they have an open dot right here, you know, and we have to go run with this. So that's how you know, this is how you start to understand how to play. And that's why I said, if you guys are curious about more, you know, my favorite setups, then make sure you do check out the ebook. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. Actually, if you're still here, I do want to show you one thing. And I appreciate you guys that are still here. Honestly, I appreciate you. So what I'll do is go to cover for palms, and I do at least want to show you what it looks like versus the RPO. I know some of you guys are probably curious about that, like, Rel, what about the RPO? You didn't mention it. I just want to show you at least right here. So anyways, why didn't that guy move when we baseline? Okay, hold on. So I'm just gonna hand the ball off and just kind of fall down here. But normally when you baseline, that guy move. I'm not sure why he didn't move. So let's try it again right here. So like I said, your baseline, there it goes. So anyways, you set it up literally the same exact way, right? Literally the same way. And what you're gonna do is still come right here. This is, you know, a lot of times you'll be able to be about right here or something like that before you make the play. But I like to just attack here and then come back and then loop around. Or if you're confident they won't throw it, because most people won't, honestly. So you can kind of take a different angle, which I'll explain here in a second. So a lot of times if the user sees you do this action right here, they're not going to throw that. Now you have some people that will try you like that, but you'll get a pick six if you throw that. Now what you can do, like I said, is kind of loop around, and then you'll be able to come here, because a lot of times this guy won't get blocked just for whatever reason, because they actually targeted differently right here. So notice how he's targeting the safety. So we kind of have a free man right here, and then we also have our user. So you can kind of get good at, you know, baiting, like you're gonna go take that bubble away, then cutting back. So you have that option too. So I'll show you that here one more time, and I promise you that's gonna be the video. And I truly appreciate you guys, seriously. And like, you know, drop a like, drop a comment, you know, let me know how you this defense works for you. It works wonders for me, honestly. So again, you'll just come here like you're gonna bait, and then you can whip around and then try to make a play. Or if they try you, you can actually have a pick six, you know. So just want to make sure I did mention that. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and I'm out.